death, destruction, despair, and now disease. Israeli attacks have continued to make life miserable for around 2 million Palestinians trapped inside Gaza. And now a resurgence of the polio virus has turned it into a living hell.
As a mother, I'm afraid for my son that he will not receive vaccinations. Vaccination is necessary for children. If he doesn't take this vaccination, he may contract polio or any other disease. The simplest thing a young child needs is vaccination. With the spread of sewage and garbage, all of these things affect us and the children.
Israel has also issued relocation orders for the Maghazi camp, barely 2 days after forcing 170,000 Palestinians to move out of Khan Yunis. This is the moment a bomb dropped on the Nusayrat refugee camp. Israeli attacks killed at least 25 Palestinians on Sunday. And while missiles rain on the innocent, ceasefire talks have hit an impasse. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is back in the Middle East. His goal is to ensure a truce happens soon.
This is a decisive moment, probably the best, maybe the last opportunity to get the hostages home, to get a ceasefire, and to put everyone on a better path to enduring peace and security. I'm here as part of an intensive diplomatic effort on President Biden's instructions to try to get this agreement to the line and ultimately over the line. It is time for it to get done. It's also time to make sure that no one takes any steps that could derail this process.
While Israeli opposition leaders doubt his intentions, Netanyahu says he's engaged in complex discussions.
At the same time, we are engaged in negotiations for the release of our hostages. This is a national mission of the highest order. We are holding very complex negotiations in which the other side is unbridled and obstinate. However, I would like to emphasize, we are conducting negotiations and not a scenario in which we just give and give. There are things we can be flexible on, and there are things that we cannot be flexible on, which we will insist on. We know how to distinguish between the two very well.
But the Israeli Prime Minister presented new conditions last week, derailing another round of talks in Doha. Even the lead negotiators, Egypt and Qatar, said Israeli actions in Gaza are proof they don't want a truce. Hamas is pushing for a plan put forward by the US President Joe Biden and blames Netanyahu for thwarting mediation efforts. Israel wants control of the Philadelphia corridor, which is now turning into a bone of contention between the two sides. Prospects of a ceasefire looks bleak, while Palestinians inside Gaza pray for an end to the bombardments. Usman Ali-yu Uba, TRT World.